What's going on, hunters? Hope you guys are having a great day today. I know it's been a bit since I've put a video out, but I haven't really seen this information about questing in any other videos, and I kind of wanted to share it out there a little bit because as I've been kind of going through the struggle of just making one of every armor set, and I'm really have only made one of every, male set so far. I kind of want to go back through and I want to make all the female sets too, just because they look different. And in my grind to kind of find pieces for all these monsters, and as I'm building weapons and things like that, I've come across a few things that I felt like I should share about questing, or at least the different types of quests that there are that aren't really shared in the game. And I haven't really seen a video like this as far as explaining what's the best way to kind of do that. So when you go to quests, or when you go to your map, actually let's go to our map first. That'll make more sense to kind of explain it from there. So if you open up your map and you go to your world view, so obviously as you hover over each area, you can see like there's different monsters you can hunt on different areas, and it tells you that there's different reward systems. Now most people are probably just thinking to themselves, like, if I hunt a tempered monster, I'm gonna get more monster parts, and then on top of that I'll also get, for example, let's see if we can't find one that's tempered. So we've got a tempered Fulgur Anjanath with a Zoo here. So you'd be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get gems, I'm gonna get a bunch of, we'll go to create quest so you can see, I'm gonna get a bunch of Ardian weapon parts. Now these are the tier 7, which is not, or tier 6. You got 3 different tiers. You obviously want to aim for the tier 8 Ardian parts, which is just your tempered apexes, and I believe tempered Gore and tempered Mitsasune now, and then obviously arch tempered Raidao. But that's actually not true. Now I guess it's true to a case, like tempered monster is going to survive longer, which is going to give you more time to pop wounds. So if you actually go in your monster manual, for example, come over here to your monster field guide, go to your large monsters, and let's say we'll go to Arkfeld, and you tab over, you can see like, okay, when you break his wings, you're gonna get the Arkfeld Callow Shell most of the time. When you break his tail, you can get the tail obviously and the gem, and then pretty much the rest of the time you're gonna get like the carapace or the armored plate, right? If you're looking for a higher return on some of the rarer parts, so like I'll show you what I mean in this. We'll go over here, we'll open up our armor, we'll go down to Arkfeld. So you'll see I got a lot of it made, so we'll see if we go to the stuff that's not made. So you need obviously Jindahad ice gems for the Guardian Arkfeld. That doesn't really have anything special. But you also need those Callow Shells. Now, those are not as easy to get as you think they are. Like, popping a wound on the wings is not the same as breaking the wings or those chain appendages, and it takes quite a bit to do. And even then, you don't get the Callow Shell every time you break the wing. It's just the more likely item that you're gonna get. So if you want to boost the actual monster drops that you're gonna get, when you're looking for quests, you want to look for quests. So for example, we'll go to this Arkfeld right here. So even though this is a lower leveled Arkfeld, like yes, it's a 5-star Arkfeld, which means it's a stronger version. Well, it's a 7-star Arkfeld, but it's got those 5 little blip marks on it, which means it's a stronger one. If you look at this quest with these little silver things, so this is the basic materials that the monster is going to give you. So like the target monster. So that means we're going to get 6 extra pieces of this monster. Now the basic ones are more likely going to be the armor plate and the pelt, but every now and then I'll go to my investigations and show you. Right. You'll see one pop up. So if we go to investigations and I go over here to Arkfeld, you see the golden reward on that. So if we check this out with details, valuable material. So this can be higher than rarity 5 pieces, but it's the higher option of the pieces you're gonna get. So I've gotten 3 Callow Shells in 1 hunt because of this. I've gotten 2 actual Arkfeld gems because of this in 1 hunt. So this has been a big help when farming pieces for monsters, especially if you're trying to grind through and just farm a crap ton of all the armors for really no reason other than just to have them. This is kind of what you're gonna look for. And the reason this is gonna be better is 2 reasons. 1, obviously you get all the pieces that you get from breaking the Arkfeld. And if you can find a 5 blip one like this, that's probably preferable because they have a little bit higher of HP, which means they're gonna stay alive longer, means you're gonna have more time to form wounds on them, means you're gonna be able to pop more wounds, get more items that way. But then on top of that, he's not tempered, so he's not crazy strong. So you can actually complete this hunt in like, you know, 5 to 7 minutes. I mean, maybe more. It depends on how, you know, well you're doing DPS, if you're fighting with a team or not. And then on top of that, you're going to get 6 more pieces of higher valuable materials from this hunt. So I just wanted to show that as far as hunting the monsters and stuff. And then the gems, you can kind of get the same thing to happen. So you see I got a score. It's got, you know, when I kill a score, I'm going to get 7 extra pieces of the monster when I kill him. Not counting anything from popping wounds, not counting anything from carving, not doing any of that. Now, as far as carving goes, there is an armor set that will help you carve. I think it's a, if I recall correctly, I think it's an actual armor skill. It's not a bonus itself. It's like Neapolitan alert. I want to say it's one of these. Let's, of course, you can't look at it in your inventory, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I wish our inventory was displayed like Gemma's crafting is, because then it'd be a lot easier to look at. So let's look at equipment skills. I believe now the Blossom Dance was letting you do that, but that's only during the actual Blossom Fest. So that's not a thing anymore. That was helping you get extra special items and rewards on your quest, but that's over. So don't leave that on thinking that that's going to be a thing. Here it is, Festival Spirit. Lets you carve 1 additional time from carcasses during quest. So if you're hunting low-level stuff that you don't need to have a build for, it might be worthwhile to throw Carving Master on for the Festival Spirit armor bonus, which you can piece together with some pretty decent stuff anyway and get a pretty decent set of armor. But you'll get an extra carve from that. If you knock the tail off, now you've got 2 carves on the tail most of the time, or for most monsters, and then you get 4 carves on the monster itself. And if you go to the Grand Hub, I love the magnetism down to the hollow. Every time it sucks my cursor down there, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's where I'm going now. But if you go to the Grand Hub and not the Wounded Hollow, and you go to the little kitchen buffet area there where they cook for you, we'll let it load in here. So if we come over here and we go to the cooking thing, I believe it's the oil well area, oil spring meal. Yeah, the hot Azuz meal. So this one's going to give you the carver meal, and that can proc randomly. So sometimes you'll get 1 extra carve, sometimes you'll get 2 extra carves on your stuff. So if you're cutting a tail off, you have the Carver Pro on your armor, and you have the Carver meal. That means potentially you can carve a tail up to 4 times, and you can carve a carcass up to 8 times. So definitely worth it if you're farming pieces to do both of those things. I just wanted to kind of share that out to you because, like I said, I've been coming around, I've been trying to grind tempered monsters, and it doesn't seem like the stronger the monster is, I mean, you get more pieces from the wounds, but those are usually the lower end pieces. And then when you're looking for other quests, there's one other thing that I wanted to point out, and I don't know if I have any more of them. I might have actually done them all. Oh, right here. So hunt for a temporary gathering boost. That doesn't give you a temporary gathering boost. Like, it's not like you go out and when you harvest honey, you're going to get more honey. What this does is in this area, so this is a quest in Wyveria, when I finish that quest and I go to my item gathering, where right here, the material gathering, and I go to material retrieval, after you take all or whatever, on the top right above where it says current environment Wyvern's Awakening, it'll say like 3-day gathering boost, and all that really means is 3 in-game days. It's not 3 like days of just a buff, which is what I personally think it should be, because the gathering system inside of this game is kind of dog crap, but that's another argument. But it'll give you a boost to these things, and what it'll do is it'll make them gather more quicker. So like you'll get higher amounts of items. So for example, we'll open this up. So instead of getting 5s and 6s on honeys, you'll get like 8s and 10s. And then this will actually fill up a little quicker as well. So and it'll let you get a little bit more rare stuff when it comes up. But I just wanted to share that out too. It doesn't give you an actual gathering boost. It just makes it so the areas have a little bit higher of a gathering boost, so it's not really worth it. And if you're wondering how you find those quests, when you're opening up your map, we'll open up our map one more time, see if we have one available. So right where it says Colossal Amber Emergence, which I'm gonna have to go grab those, you'll see a little arrow that says Village is having monster trouble. If you go in like you normally do, you know, open up the details, go over and click on it, and go create quest, that'll create the quest that has that gathering bonus on it. I don't actually recommend doing it, but that is how you do it, and it can be a little bit helpful, but you're better off just putting on, you know, look at one of my previous videos about gathering, and you'll gather literally 100 times what they'll get you in the amount of time they'll get it for you, just by running around, you know, the Sacred Forest during the time of plenty with one of those armor sets. So that's pretty much all I had for today. I just wanted to pass that along, and hopefully if, you know, anybody else is building all the armor sets or trying to put together all of the talismans, that this will help you find the pieces you need a little bit quicker without trying to struggle fighting high-level tempered monsters, because that's not really the way to do it. But if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, come back, watch another one.